Warm welcome to our channel. Today we're going again to talk about Ebola virus and how is so near you, wherever you are, Ebola virus is near you. Why? Let's talk about mining companies. We are in era of a global energy transition, where we've seen over the past 20 years, let's say so, where we've seen Chinese companies repressing Western companies into mining industries. Before, in 1980s, there were European, American in mining companies than Chinese. But what happened, if you talk about geopolitics now, the Western countries focused more into different fields, like politics, involving themselves into African politics, into healthcare, healthcare systems. They involved themselves into massive vaccination campaigns, such as the vaccination campaign that we've seen in previous years, run by Bill and Melinda Gates, such as GMO seeds, genetically modified seeds. So those were the Western target. When I talk about Western, I talk about European countries mostly, and America and UK as well, and some of other countries. But Chinese are different. Chinese, while the West and Western countries were busy into those fields, trying to bullet up our corrupted systems, because there's something you may not change. A corrupted generation is unlikely to change. And that's what the legacy that the African nation inherited through colonialism. Corruption. That might not change overnight. Might not change. So now you find the West were involved into those other fields. The Chinese were busy corrupting African officials and taking over the mining industry. So that's where the transition came from. Everything changed so fast that the Chinese economy started growing without even the Western country to notice. And they find themselves, when the Chinese has almost at the same level of them, or even in the way of passing the economy. And that's what has been happening. The Chinese control almost right now 77% of global cobalt. I mean, both in processing, refinery, and supplies. You might see that China is the big boss now, more than Big Daddy. Big Daddy almost, I don't even think Big Daddy has not even 25%. Apart from the Trump administration is waking up right now, but it's already too late. So now the Chinese control 75%. And the half of global cobalt is in DR Congo. You will find some companies such as CMOC, where you find that they are put under no Chinese names. Few companies are under Chinese names, you find a Freeport McRoy, a Southern American company, running some of the cobalt mining presses in the DRC, in Lubumbashi, in Ituri, in many other places. In Kisangani is where it's mostly into gold, and Ituri, it's mostly southern Ituri, it's gold as well. Kisangani also, it's gold and diamond. But now Lubumbashi is gold. So the biggest mining field of cobalt are in DR Congo. So like CMOC alone supply 40% of global cobalt. CMC alone, 40% of global cobalt. So now, what is happening now with Ebola virus? Why does the Chinese economy, why does the Chinese global energy supply involve Ebola virus? Where does this two mean? Chinese companies, when they came into all of those land, African land, came with the workers. And China have got around let's say between 50,000 and 7,000 of Chinese workers from China who are living in DRC in different places. And those Chinese workers are into mining field, most of them. They supervise over African or Congolese workers as well. So, and since they have a lot of mining field, they had to bring a lot of workers. And those workers interact with locals. In which sense? As you know, Chinese don't like shaking hand, and there is a big difference. When a China is interfering with an African, there is mutual respect. So there is no such thing like being close, like as if like the way Africans are a little bit close with the Westerns, with the Europeans. That is not there. It's mutual respect. But the problem is not about shaking hand, about contracting the virus into the saliva. Chinese don't kiss like Western people do, or contracting into the faces. They might have their own toilet that is over there, or the problem is Chinese don't take regular women and girlfriend as we've seen some Westerners do. When they arrive, they might fall in love and they get girlfriend and stay together. Like, actually Westerners don't, I may not say the majority of them don't buy sex workers. The majority of Westerners don't buy sex workers. They look for girlfriends and stay with them for a couple of years, 1 or 2 even months, and probably divorce them or change and take someone else. But Chinese are different. I mean, I'm not talking about the whole of Chinese workers. That might be judgmental, but I'm talking about some Chinese workers do buy sex workers. And frequently, there's even some cases where 2 Chinese workers or 3 might share 1 sex workers into sexual intercourses. That's where the virus is coming from. And of course, some Chinese already have contracted the virus. And right now that I'm talking, they are already free. Because once those workers start feeling the chronic signs and symptoms of the Ebola virus, they don't stay because those mining fields are not equipped with the necessary medical equipment. That's why once they start feeling clinical signs and symptoms, they free. And freeing, as we know, the border of DR Congo and Uganda is closed. That means they don't pass through convention road. They pass where? They are smuggled. They pay in US dollar, and they are smuggled into country like Rwanda, the neighboring countries. Of course, they will not reject them and say, where do you come from? No, all they care is about, you've got money for our airline, Rwanda Air, Okay, it's business for Rwanda Air. As you come many, so that's very good. The same as Ugandan airport, Kampala airport. Some other are even smuggled up to Togo and Central Africa. And those who are smuggled, they don't go straight to China because there is no such a thing as a straight way to China. They go through Dubai, from Dubai probably to Malaysia. Most of them pass through Malaysia, and from Malaysia, according to the way airport operates, there is no trace that those people came from Congo because they did not pass through the convention borders. What happened then? They entered China with the virus. And probably not all of them go to China. Some may even go to in America. Some may even go into to their relative in Europe. But they are taking what? They are taking the virus with them. The question is, will China be the new epicenter of another global pandemic? Thank you very much. You were with Master Kata. See you again next time. But think about it. Will China be the new epicenter of another global pandemic? Since we've seen 50,000 workers freeing from DR Congo, going back to China, into their villages, into their provinces, the answer, we will find it in the next episode. Thank you very much. So not episode, the next, the coming video. Please stay here on this channel because we are going to dig, we are going to give you good news. Subscribe and share. We are going to follow this Ebola virus. Either it enters Shanghai, or we know, wherever it will be, we know. When it is in your desktop, if you are in the United States, if you're in the UK, we will tell you because we already are digging. We're digging. We managed to know how many people Chinese are passing into the airport of Kampala. I was calling one of the worker over there. There's another one I called as well who works in Kigali. I asked him, is there some, like a lot of Chinese passing through Kigali airport? He tells me the hell yes, they're coming, numbers, and they're going back home. So that means we already know that the Ebola is coming into China. Again, the question is, will China be the new epicenter of Ebola virus? Will China be a super spreader? Thank you. You are with Master Kata. Until next time.